Hello everyone, welcome to a very impromptu interview here today. I'm here with my good friend Aiden Sheik, and he's here with the Penn West Theater Department to promote his upcoming show and the theater company's upcoming show of All in the Timing. Aiden, how are you today?
I'm doing just dandy.
Do you want to talk a little bit maybe about yourself, who you are, and maybe a little bit about All in the Timing as well?
So All in the Timing is a fun little show because it's produced by David Ives, and it's 6 different, separate, non-connected short stories. So it's just 6 shows within itself. And I'm in 4 of those. So I have 4 entirely different characters that are not connected in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, that's what I was just gonna ask, like, how different, like, of a person do you have to be throughout the different acts of the show? Without giving too much away.
Leon Trotsky, the leader of the Russian Revolution, a DJ that's buying a loaf of bread, a guy who makes up an entirely new language just to scam this one girl, and just a guy who lives in New York City.
Just a normal guy.
Just a normal guy.
So it's a bit all over the place is the best
basically.
way to put it. So going from All in the Timing into maybe some shows that you have done previously, how does this show compare in terms of like maybe some of the different methods that you've had to use for other shows, or like how does it kind of fit into what you've done before?
For other shows, especially not this one, it's a lot easier to learn lines through repetition. But specifically for this one, the one scene of the guy that makes up the language is 18 pages long. So it's 18 pages long of scripted gibberish that I have to learn. And I think it's probably the hardest thing I've ever done, in full honesty. I don't think I've gotten it once yet, but
There's still time.
I was gonna say there's time. It's all in the timing.
I see what you did there. But if someone wanted to go see the show, where could they see it, and when can they see it?
If you go to Cal Theater PW on Instagram, the ticket link is in our bio. It's also on Facebook, just all of our social medias. And if you know someone in the department, just ask them. They'll help you buy tickets. We all want people to come see it. So
it's in the Blaney.
It'll be in the Blaney Theater at Steele Hall.
And then the dates are October
19th to the 21st.
19th through 21st.
Yes.
So make sure to check it out, and maybe just another question or two about some of the cast members that you are with. In terms of, I know it's a few people in the show, or some that you've done shows with here before, and some are brand new to maybe you and some of the other people in the department. How has that been like, being able to rework with some other students, as well as getting to learn learn with some new students and try to figure out how it works?
It's been great. Blake Dowd, one of my scene partners, he's been one of my best friends forever, since high school. But we never actually got to do a show together. Anytime we were in a show together, we never shared the stage. And if we did, it was for a second. So it's been so cool to finally be able to do a scene, like a solid scene with him. And Jillian is phenomenal. Jillian's a senior this year, and she's so great to work with. Same with Cece. I work with Cece. Cece's also great. And Elena, who's in my grade.
Yeah, there's just a whole variety of cast, I guess. And so it's, like I said, I mean, I've been able to see a little bit of you guys rehearsing, and I haven't had no idea what was going on every time I walked by.
Trust me.
And I'm sure most people won't either, but it'll be a very entertaining, very fun afternoon. So
I always say good theater should have the same appeal as psychedelics. So
I think that's a good way to put it. So if you have nothing going on October 19th through the 21st, make sure to go over to the Blaney Theater in Steele Hall to check out All in the Timing. Tickets can be bought online, and like you said, it's on the Penn West Instagram theater
right in the
Instagram.
bio.
Link in the bio. Make sure to get your tickets, and make sure to come out and support some local theater. For anyone that has no idea what All in the Timing is, how would you describe it?
It's definitely one of the most, not confusing, but different shows that I've ever been in. It's a collection of 6 different short plays, and they don't really coincide with each other, but they're all based around the concept of like time, obviously, based on the title. But I know. But like, well, for example, like there's one where like the theory of three monkeys in a room will write Hamlet. I'm in that one, and then there's one that's like super futuristic, and it's really just like a repetition of a bunch of different words. And then there's one, oh gosh, there's just so many, and not so. I can't explain it.
I know we talked to Aiden a little bit about this the other day. When you, he said that he has like 3 or 4 different characters in multiple scenes, and so I assume you also have a couple of different roles throughout the scenes as well.
Yeah, so originally this cast was supposed to be 9, and it's 6, so we are very much doubled up, tripled up, quadrupled up in roles. I have 3, I know Aiden has 4. And yeah, so we tried to space them out for the actors to have time to change, because we do have some pretty funky costumes too, so I'm excited to see that.
And I remember I asked him, and I'll ask you the same thing, in terms of the differences in between each of your characters. I know he said that he's going from playing like Trotsky to some guy who's making up his own language, so it's kind of all over the place. And
it is incredibly different. I go from playing a monkey to wearing a bunch of silver costume pieces and in a very futuristic type of show to having a Russian accent at the very end. Yeah. So it's all the shows are very diverse, like really don't correlate to each other.
I walked by the other day when you guys were rehearsing, and I just saw
Which one?
You were in a tire swing, just
oh yeah, that's
swinging
the
around.
monkeys one.
And so I just saw it. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but now
I don't either.
and now I understand it, I guess, a little bit more. But
Yeah.
with this type of show, compared to maybe some shows you've done previously, what are some maybe similarities to some other shows that you've done, and maybe some differences as well in terms of like maybe how you've prepared for it, or like how you've had to interact with not only like the directors, co-directors, but also the other actors as well?
Sure. Yeah, I've been in like a couple of like one-act shows before where there's different little shows in the big show. So that's kind of similar, but this one is a lot. I've never been in one with this many different shows. I've worked with JP a lot though, and his directing style I always think is really fun. Like he directed Trojan Women and pretty much every show I've been in here actually. So it's always fun to work with him. He always has some interesting ideas for how to make the show a lot different. So you'll see a lot of that. I think it's fun working with a small cast. We did God of Carnage, which was a cast of 4, and I really enjoyed that. So like a small cast is really fun. We get to know each other a lot better and work closer.
I think it's better to, like you said, just to kind of build that cohesion and chemistry with a smaller cast. Is that something that you prefer compared to like maybe like a bigger show?
I've been in bigger shows before with bigger casts, and that's always fun because there's so much energy with everybody. But this one, we just have so many like small inside jokes that are absolutely ridiculous, but I enjoy a lot.
It just brings the different dynamic, the
Yeah.
different vibe. And I know, like you mentioned, you did Trojan Women last year. I know like you've done some previous shows here with a couple of the fellow castmates. And how has it been? How has it been being able to, I guess, work with them again and seeing how not only you have grown as you've done the shows, but also how they have grown as well?
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting, especially like being a senior now, to see all my peers, like their growth and stuff. I don't know if anyone was in the show that was in Trojan Women. I don't know if I've ever been in a show with Aiden. Aiden's really good. Alyssa's not in this one. I don't know. I actually don't think that. No, Cece was in Trojan Women. She is really fun. I think that was her first show that she did here. So I was really excited to see her do this show. She's a lot of fun. Who else? I feel like I might be missing somebody.
Right?
Blake, oh my gosh. Yeah, Blake literally had a big scene with me. And it's very interesting to see the difference in like more of a serious, tragic show to something really funny and just so goofy. It's a big jump, but it's a lot of fun.
And I think going from a show like that to now a show like this, where it's a bunch of different culminations of different pieces into one thing, going from a Greek tragedy show where it's just super big and dramatic and over the top to something like this. How difficult is it to kind of make that change and adjustment to like how you to make your approach towards your characters,
like acting style wise, kind of? Yeah. Trojan Women, I feel like was very, you always have to focus on like the emotions and the lines and stuff like that, but Trojan Women, the lines were very old English or old whatever, Greek style.
Translated.
but this one, it's obviously more in modern text, except for a couple of the shows, which are also a lot different. So it's some of them kind of come more naturally when it comes to like remembering the lines, but then it's kind of that same thing where you just have to know the text. Like you can't, like in one of the scenes I'm in, you can't really improvise. Like you just have to know exactly what you're saying. So that kind of did help learning that in Trojan Women, like to help translate that to here. But acting in like a more modern setting wise, it's a lot different. It's more you focus on like actual current emotions that you can feel as like a person living in 2023 as opposed to someone living in ancient Greece and stuff like that. But
Yeah. No, I think it makes a lot of sense because I remember watching the show last year and like going through and talking to like a few of the people and just remember like, man, I really have no idea. Like it was harder, I guess, to understand just because of how it was written, when it was written, things like that. And so I guess this one, at least not only will it be maybe a bit more easier to understand, but also like
relatable.
a little bit more relatable to you as compared to like someone from ancient Greece. But if
No, for sure.
someone wanted to come watch the show, where could they see it and when could they see it?
In the Blaney Theater from the 19th to the 21st, 7 p.m. every night, and then at 2 p.m. on that Saturday.
And if they wanted to buy tickets, where could they buy tickets?
Showtix, I believe. I've never bought tickets.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's
on-
Showtix. I think it should be on the Instagram.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what Aiden said. I was,
Yeah.
I was trying to remember as you were
I'm
saying
pretty
it.
sure.
But you heard her. October 19th through the 21st, inside of the Blaney Theater, inside of Steel Hall. Tickets, I believe, are in the Instagram bio. So if you go to the Penn West, I think it's just the Cal Theater Instagram account, link in the bio to buy tickets. And if you wanted to say something to like, why should people come see the show?
Yeah. It's definitely going to be something that you've probably never seen before. It's very different, very funny. And I do think even as goofy as the plot lines can be, each show has a little bit of something that everyone can relate to in terms of like emotions and stuff like that. So I think come see it.